G'day everyone. I know a lot of you have been experiencing, or you're aware of, a lot of these control mechanisms, a lot of this density frequency that is playing out in the world at the moment. Some of you it's in your immediate life, some of it's in your communities, some of you it may just be something you're aware of. And questions that often come up around this is, why is this happening and where is this all going? Well, I'm here to let you know that everything is okay. Everything will be okay, because all of this is purposeful. See, we are all going through a raising in consciousness. We're all shifting our awareness, and we're becoming more aware of that which we are and the world that we live in and the lives that we lead. So part of that is that as we expand, we start seeing some of these old systems that have been at play for so long through different eyes. So if you see some of the government control, some of the fear that's being played into community through media, through messaging, this has always been there. This is nothing new. What's different is that you're seeing it, and you may be seeing it differently from what you had previously. And that can be really uncomfortable when we first meet it, because it requires an acknowledgement that we'd been tricked, that we'd been duped by it. And that's okay too, because part of this is an evolutionary shift. So what happens is, as we become aware of these control mechanisms, as we start seeing them for what they truly are, that's one of the major parts of transmuting or integrating those frequencies. So many people still cannot see the control that they're under. They're living in an illusion that they have these powers that have, authority, and these powers are keeping them safe or providing them with some shiny thing, some security to convince them to keep them in power. And the only way they stay in power is by individuals forfeiting their decision-making process and their sovereignty to these larger groups and these larger people, so that they can make decisions on behalf of the individuals. So my view of our lives is that the place that we are most empowered as a community is when we're all individually responsible for ourselves and for our families. Mind the kookaburras, Gaia. And when we are responsible for ourselves, we don't mind what anybody else is doing, because if they're doing their best, they're not going to be harming us. But this is one of the most difficult things for us to do, is to acknowledge ourself, to take the time to connect in with ourself and explore all the different patterns and beliefs that have been built up over our lifetime as we've lived in this society that is now starting to fall apart. So it's okay that it's falling apart, because that's required for something new to step in to replace it. But can you see the people who are less aware of it, the people who can't see what's going on? There's no judgment of them that's necessary, because they're just not at that point yet. And you might start thinking, well, how are they going to get to that point? Well, the systems of control will increase, and they are increasing. And this is something that we are seeing, is that there is more and more and more involvement of governments and big corporations on the individual choices of your life. And as this happens, this gets tighter and tighter and squeezes on people, because innately, that's not what people want. They may feel the immediate safety or the security of that, but deep inside us all, we have an intuition around what's right. So then as this squeezing starts happening, for a lot of us, we stepped out early. We could see it coming, so we stepped back. We said, no, it doesn't include us. We're fine. And we've observed as this has started getting tighter and tighter on more people, it creates more and more discomfort for them. Discomfort is not bad. It's just discomfort. But out of the discomfort creates a moment where these people, where you will need to make a choice. You have the opportunity to make a choice to step into your own power and your own sovereignty. pretty hard to do that if you don't know what that is, or if you haven't even taken a moment to connect with that. So this is the path out. Don't worry about what is happening in the world. Don't worry about what is happening externally to you. Take the time to connect in with yourself. Explore that sense of self. Explore your own truths. Because there's no right or wrong, there's only what's true for you in the moment. And it's perfectly okay if it doesn't match up with somebody else, because hopefully they're just trying to do the same thing. So this is why I connect in with you, because I can see that this is our path. This is how we evolve. This is how we ascend. We expand our consciousness. But it can be challenging as we do that, because we start seeing more and more and more of the truth as we expand that consciousness out. A lot of focus is on how much control is happening, how bad this is, how bad people are who want to control other people. I get it. It's uncomfortable. But what's also there is, as we expand, we're focusing on one aspect, and there's a whole nother aspect there available for us. And it's right beneath your feet. It's this stuff. It's the Gaia frequency. It's the greatest physical presence of a being that you are ever going to have in this lifetime. But a lot of you have not even acknowledged that this earth is a being. It's a consciousness. And she is here to support us, and we are here to support her. Not through hard work, but through connecting in with our sense of being and then clear expression of that. And can you see then that our environment is a reflection of what's happening for us? An analogy would be to think of it like an echo of your sound wave going out into your environment and then rebounding back. The echo comes back to you. But it's your frequency that is going out to be turned around so that you can see it. And there's no separation of it. It is still you, but it's presented to you with a sense of separation. So that in this space, in this life, we can experience ourselves and then look at it with a different perspective, from a different reference point. And then learn from that and grow from it. And then we are all doing that together. So we are all co-creating this environment. We're all co-creating our realities. And we're doing it so that we can all experience it from our own individual reference points. I hope that some of this resonates. I hope that it's something that you can sit with. But I encourage you, keep feeling into it. Every time you feel that you are drawn in to focus on something, understand that it is merely an aspect of the total picture, and that is of your creating. So the way I am working at the moment, working through this, is that I'm being aware of this Gaia frequency that is around. And as much as we are becoming aware of the density frequency, as much as we're being aware of being able to see all of the systems of control that have always been in place, but we're seeing more and more of those truths, the Gaia frequency is opening up for us too. So when we've had interactions with trees and nature spaces and with each other and with animals and with the earth itself, you may have previously had connection where you can feel into what that is for you. But there are also expansions that are happening in that space. And we're starting to be able to see more and more of the truths of what the Gaia frequency actually represents for us. And it's going to be individual for you. But what I encourage you to do is take the time to go into your nature spaces, even if it's a plant that's sitting on your kitchen bench, and just have a feel into it. Sit with it and explore what comes up. You may see something different. You may feel something different. You may hear something different. But it is there, and it is becoming more and more available to more and more people. And as you continue to expand this frequency of your own self, as you tap into that and allow it to expand, then there is more and more possibility for you to experience. I hope this is useful. I love you. We'll chat to you again soon. Bye.